Hello, my name is Seol and I am an educator at the National Museum of Korea. Today, I'll be introducing one of the education programs that I oversee, the real-time online classes for international communities. Under the vision of a museum for everyone, the National Museum of Korea established a filming studio in September 2020 so that anyone, anywhere could enjoy the museum's diverse educational content online. Following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, online classes have become even more important. In the 2 years since the studio opened, a total of 22 real-time online classes have been held. Among them, 6 were presented to international school students in 4 different cities in Korea. As you can see, it would be difficult for the student to visit the museum in person, even if there wasn't a pandemic situation. The remaining 16 classes were presented to overseas audiences at institutions located in 9 countries, including Brazil. Now, I will introduce 3 major factors to consider when developing and holding online classes. First is the technological environment. Participants might join individually via their own computers or as a group using a single computer and a large screen in a classroom. This depends on their proficiency in using computers, the number of individual computers, and the stability of the internet connection. Depending on the situation, we may have them use the mics and chat box to communicate with us, or use the screens to express themselves with their facial expressions or hand gestures. Second is the selection of educational materials. An advantage of teaching via a screen is that images can be zoomed in. The participants can observe closely and compare and contrast the images too. We utilize not only images, videos, and audio materials, but also real objects and replicas as well. I will show you some examples. This is a traditional Korean drum which is depicted in a painting. You can see how the drum is played and hear the sound it makes. And here is a replica of a gold crown. Participants can get a sense of the size, shape, and structure of the object and imagine how it was used by the people of the past. And last is participation. We promote the participation through interactive activities that use the camera, as well as post-class activities. For example, to introduce a royal banquet dance, the museum instructor asks participants to throw an imaginary ball. In the studio, a ball suddenly appears, which the instructor tries to catch. Then, the museum instructor explains the different dances performed if the ball is caught or not. For schools, we also mail worksheets and traditional games in advance so that students can continue their learning after the online class finishes. Now, I will address some limitations that still need to be solved. First is the time difference. We often have to hold classes outside of regular working hours, which can be inconvenient for our studio staff. Second is communication. A lot of communication is required to arrange a single class. And when a problem occurs, the differences in time and location make it difficult to respond quickly. Third is studio reservation. The studio already hosts many regular classes for Koreans, so fitting in overseas classes on a case-by-case basis can be difficult. However, I'm hopeful that as classes for Koreans move back offline, the online classes will begin to focus more on international audiences.